So I'm doing a talent show for school, and I'm really dang nervous because it's in like 3 days. And I'm playing guitar, and I'm singing Viva La Vida in front of like the whole high school, and like which is like 1,000 people or something, 800 people. And I've never sang on stage in front of that many people before, let alone play guitar and sing at the same time. And I'm doing it with a couple friends, and I'm so nervous. And the anxiety that I feel right now, it's almost like if you knew, why would anyone put themselves through that? Why would anyone willingly sign up and make themselves anxious and lose sleep and stuff? I'm like, yeah, why would anyone do that? Why am I doing that? And then I remember, oh yeah, it's because number one, FOMO, which is like very dangerous because I'm like, oh, if I see my friends up there and I'm not up there with them, oh, I feel like I'm missing out. But number two, which is a more positive thing, it's I want to be cool and I want to be the best version of myself, you know what I'm saying? And to get to the best version of yourself, you need to put yourself out there. You need to conquer your fears and you need to chase your fears. You're not going to conquer your fears unless you actually chase them, right? Because your fears are like, we naturally like, oh, dang, that's a fear. So I'm just going to run away and it's going to chase me. What if you just conquer it and then boom, you tackle it and it's not as scary anymore? You know, I've always been afraid of being on stage, which is kind of ironic because I'm on YouTube and my most popular video is like 200K almost, which is kind of crazy. That's like 5 Roman Colosseums, you know? 5 Roman Colosseums. That's a lot of people. And I can't even comprehend it. But you know what? It doesn't affect me because those people, I can kind of like, oh, they're just numbers. Oh, they're just like, they can't do anything to me in real life. But no, in high school, like people can come up to me and say, bro, you're so weird. Bro, you're so awkward. Bro, is that the YouTube guy over there? I just pretend like I don't know who they're talking about. And it's just like, wow, these are real people. And sure, it's only 1,000 people. Sure, it's only 800 people, but I'm still afraid. And I think that's a good thing because things such as fear are often an illusion, according to Michael Jordan. And I trust Michael Jordan, so I'm going to listen to him. Fears are an illusion. And guess what? So is every other emotion. Every other emotion, right? Because life is not what actually happens to you. It's just what you think about what is happening to you. So if I think this is a scary thing because I've never done it before, yeah, be afraid. But it doesn't actually like, right? Like the situation is not making me afraid. It's my perspective on the situation that is making me anxious and afraid. The fact that I've never done it before. I think honestly that's a good thing because if you chase the illusion, you see what it for what it is. If you're constantly running from the illusion, how are you going to see it's an illusion? But if you face it, you face the monster, you face your fears, you realize, oh, hey, you're actually not that bad after all, right? In Rocky 3, was it? Like some guy in Rocky 3 said, I don't know if you watch Rocky 3, I didn't watch it, but I just heard some guy in Rocky 3 said, the final boss, like, oh, you ain't that bad, you ain't that bad. Think once you actually look the monster in the eyes, you realize it ain't that bad because you actually see it for what it is, an illusion. And even if it is, you face your worst fear, you realize you survive through it unless it's like death, but most likely it isn't, so you're good. And you realize, oh, actually, I can take it. Because even if my pride is hurt or my ego is hurt, or I can look back at that moment in like a year or 2 or 10 years and be like, oh, I cringe at that moment. Like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. You made it through. So what are you complaining about, right? So I've literally been practicing here. You can see like, I don't know if you can see, but my fingers are like calloused from how much I've been playing guitar and practicing. The chords are so easy. Like I don't need to practice anymore. But it's just anxiety that's driving me. And honestly, we always talk about how bad anxiety is for you, but I think if you can face it and learn to manage it through actually facing anxiety and being like in the present moment with it and feeling it, you realize, oh, actually, yeah, I feel this way, but this is how I'm like, you know, my body's telling me, oh yeah, get ready for this, right? You know, there's these pathological, like whatever in your nervous system that your body literally cannot tell the difference between being excited and being nervous. And I always thought that was so stupid when I heard it. Like, it's such an athlete thing. Like, oh, pregame nerves. Oh, just tell yourself you're excited. It never worked for me. It works for some people. But I just thought that's interesting because doesn't that show us that your emotions are more than just chemicals in your brain, right? If you have the ability to love, right? The ability to love, sacrifice yourself for someone else. That's not very evolutionarily good for the human species, but you can love things and you can sacrifice for things and you can love people who have hurt you or love people who don't deserve it or do something for someone who can never repay you back. Doesn't that kind of show like there's more to us than just like chemicals in our brain. So if it is in fact that our emotions and what we feel are more than just like, oh, these chemical reactions, like I'm a nerd emoji, bro, then I feel like we should be learning how to manage these things and conquer them if they're so powerful. We're emotional creatures, right? Like human beings, as much as we say we're rational, logical creatures. That's why what separates us from animals, bro. Really, like majority of the decisions we make are out of emotions. I'm hungry. I'm sad. I feel like I want to watch Netflix today. I feel like I want to do this. I don't feel like doing work. Oh, I'm so motivated all of a sudden. I'm going to do the work. Like we make decisions out of emotions, right? Or at least fear of feeling certain emotions. Fear is an emotion anyway, so if we can learn to conquer this, it's going to be very powerful. And as we continue to learn more about these and how to kind of conquer them and rule them and use them in our own lives, it's going to be very powerful. Very powerful. And I think it's a necessity, right? You say you want to be the best version of yourself. What best version of you can't even conquer their emotions or understand them? None. Get after it.